Does your child tend to think differently than the crowd? Maybe their leadership qualities are being misinterpreted as a lack of socialization. The work that your child may be drawn to for their future may not have even been invented yet. That is quite the challenge to go about teaching for something that is an unknown future. How do we go about doing this? My favorite way to teach for this ever-changing environment is to dig into the skills of thinking. Teaching how to think, because your child not only needs to know what their unique gifts are and the way that they want to share those and live a fulfilling life, but they also need to know how their mind operates and how they tend to learn, because it is only when they understand how they think that they will be able to communicate their thoughts to share with the world. One of the core topics of career education is developing leadership skills. And it's no surprise here that leaders tend to think a little bit differently than most. And we're going to unpack in this video a new perspective on how to grow leadership qualities in our children through this subject of career education, even if that means that they stand out from everybody else. Not only that, we are also going to break down what is even the purpose and why you would want to teach career education in your homeschool, as well as what content is included here, plus a bonus this time, how to teach these underlying thinking skills to your child today. My name is Natalie Burns, and welcome back. I support homeschooling moms to create deeper connection with your child through the way that you teach, so that you can have freedom to reflect who you are as a family in your homeschool. For this video in our curriculum series, we are focusing in on career education. So many are careful to include reading, writing, math, and yet we forget about these other subjects that have so much value to our children. So let's start with the purpose here. The purpose of career education is not to make hardworking employees, although some might want to become employees in their future. Career education is about allowing the best of ourselves to flourish in how we interact with others and with our work. It is important to develop really strong habits in how we work well independently and how we work well with others, because we were created to care for this earth and interact in community. This could be being an employee, a business person, or even a home manager. There's a lot included with being a mom. We need to teach our children the respectful and inclusive behavior that is involved with positive and healthy interactions with others. How to have grace for various people that they come in contact with, while also understanding how to stand up for themselves in a gentle way. How to be a good follower and how to be a good leader. These are the skills that are developed under the umbrella of career education. The main sections of career education include self-development in leadership qualities such as goal setting, collaboration, problem solving, project management, and self-assessment. Community interactions locally and globally, creating safe environments where there is a strong cultural and social awareness of needs and opportunities, including digital environments. Relationship building and the influence that healthy relationships have on our perspectives. Practicing respectful and ethical behavior while expanding skill sets with new experiences. And building skills that support career development as well as positive social behaviors for diverse environments, while understanding personal preferences and influences on our strengths and goals. Have you ever thought about how we perceive ourselves and how that influences how others perceive us? It's an interesting consideration when it comes to career ed and what we choose to do for a career, because we often make our decision on what kind of work we want to do based on an underlying belief system of what we think we deserve. This is not to say that one type of work is better than another. This is not one of those right or wrong, good or bad types of decisions. This is simply an opportunity to not only consider how others interact with us, but also how we view and treat ourselves. Continue to support your child with plenty of encouragement so that they can have a really strong sense of themselves before they enter the workplace. It's also worth noting the strong emphasis on leadership skills in career education. And in order to be a great leader, you first need to be a great follower. So obviously, as a homeschooling mom, you are leading your child in the learning experience. And so they see these leadership skills modeled through you, but you can also be a great model for what a good follower looks like as well. Whether this is following biblical principles or a new eating plan, think about how you can model for your child both those leadership and follower qualities. When it comes to leadership, I wonder if so many accuse homeschoolers of being unsocialized, because really, so many homeschoolers are great leaders in their communities. And leaders don't tend to think like everybody else. They're not immersed in the crowd. They tend to think outside of the box, creatively and critically. They think ahead of the curve, change makers with a strong sense of independence. Now, if you see these qualities in your child, this is really great. And I encourage you to support that independence and that confidence, while also looking at those skills included with career education around interacting really well with others in a gracious way, because your child needs to learn how to have confidence in their autonomy while also understanding what healthy connection with others looks like. This is a really high calling for a mom to train up their child for this. For this video, I'm very excited to share a little bit of a bonus with you about how you can teach these skills of thinking for the career that your child is interested in. Now, classically, for the younger years, we teach our children about a broad spectrum of career options and what it means to live in community. And then for our older children, we teach them about, again, the options, and they start to explore into those options further, maybe even shadow some job opportunities. But is this really everything that there is to career ed? Is this it? It is one thing to know what it is that you want to be doing that will bring fulfillment in your life and your work. And it's a whole nother thing to actually develop the skills necessary to carry that out. Now, I have said plenty of times that if we focus in on teaching our children about how they learn and how they think, that they will be able to pick up anything that comes their way. One of the ways to do that is to teach our children to understand the way that they personally think, the way that they connect to and process information. So cue multiple intelligence theory. Visual spatial, visualizing the world in 3D. Careers that highlight this way of thinking include ultrasound technician and graphic designer. Naturalists understand living things and reading nature. They make great landscape architects, animal trainers, and farmers. The musically inclined who can discern sounds. They enjoy working as music producers, songwriters, or even speech pathologists. Those with a bodily kinesthetic way of thinking can really coordinate their mind and body. They make great athletic instructors, carpenters, and physical therapists. For the logical mathematical who love to quantify and evaluate, they make great accountants, engineers, and computer technicians. Those with an interpersonal intelligence who can sense other people's feelings and motives, they make a valuable counselor, psychologist, and those in childcare. For those that think with an intrapersonal intelligence, they really understand themselves and what they feel and want, they can go on to work as great consultants and criminologists. And finally, for the linguistic, the kind of thinker that finds words to express meaning, they make excellent authors and public speakers. The point here is that when your child understands how they think, now they can use their skills and gifts to fulfill their life calling. When I look at my children, I am so excited for their future. Are you? If you would like to ensure that you are hitting all of these aspects of career education, but you're not really sure what they all are, then I have you covered. I have created the subject management system so that you can make sure that you know what these topics are and that you have an outline of how you can choose to present them in your homeschool. There are so many options: big picture planning, forward planning, reverse planning, checklists. It's totally up to you how you want to personalize this plan, because really this is all about teaching how you want to. It's not just reading, writing, and math that are valuable to include. There are so many other subject areas, but there are so many unknowns when it comes to these other subjects. So make sure you check out this subject management system so that you don't spend one more day wondering if you're doing enough, if your kids are learning enough. You can now teach with easy-going confidence. This wraps up our career education video today, but we are not done this curriculum series, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button and join us in this venture as we walk through how we can think about these subjects a little bit differently. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.